Build Gracefully series, faith, finances, purpose, and legacy.
Welcome to the Building Gracefully series. I am Nia, your faith and wellness mentor, and I will be hosting today's conversation. This is the table where 5 women come together every episode to have the kind of honest conversations about faith, finances, purpose, and legacy that most people are too polished to have in public. Today, we are talking about something that every builder in this room and watching this show needs to hear. You cannot build a healthy life on an exhausted soul. Let us get into it. Every woman at this table knows what it feels like to keep going when everything in her is saying stop. We have been taught that rest is a reward, that you earn stillness by finishing everything on the list, that slowing down means you are falling behind. But here is what I have learned sitting with women who are building things that matter. Exhaustion is not a badge of commitment. It is a warning that the foundation you are building on is starting to crack. You cannot build a healthy life on an exhausted soul. And today, we are going to talk about why so many of us keep trying.
From a pure operations standpoint, exhaustion is a liability, not a feeling. A liability. When you are running on empty, your decision-making degrades. Your discernment goes offline. You start making choices you would never make from a rested place. You cut corners you said you would never cut. You say yes to things that do not align because you are too tired to hold the boundary. And then 6 months later, you are looking at the damage and wondering how you got there. You got there because you kept building when the foundation needed rest. And a structure built on a cracked foundation does not hold. It just holds longer than you expected before it does not.
Okay, so Tiffany just described my entire last quarter, and I need a moment. But here is what I want to add because it is real. The women I see outside this room are not choosing exhaustion because they are undisciplined. They are exhausted because they are holding everything for everybody, and nobody told them that was optional. They are holding the family, the ministry, the business, the friendships, the finances, and somewhere underneath all of that, there is a woman who has not checked on herself in months. And she keeps going because she does not know what stops means. Or she is afraid that if she stops, everything will fall apart. And sometimes she is right because she built it that way.
I want to name the specific version of this that happens to women who are building brands and platforms, because there is a pressure in the visibility space that nobody talks about honestly. When your platform is growing, there is this feeling that you cannot stop, that the algorithm will punish you, that the audience will forget you, that someone else will take the space you worked for if you go quiet for even a week. So you keep posting, keep showing up, keep performing the version of yourself that people followed, even when that version is running on fumes, and the audience cannot tell, but you can, and your body can. And eventually, something cracks. Either the content goes flat, or your health goes, or both. Rest is not the enemy of your platform. Burnout is.
What every voice at this table has named is the same thing from a different angle. Exhaustion is not just a physical state. It is a governance failure. When we allow ourselves to be depleted to the point where our discernment is offline, our boundaries are gone, and our creativity has gone flat, we have stopped governing ourselves. Rest is not laziness. It is stewardship. It is how you protect the asset that everything you are building depends on. The asset is you. And you cannot pour from an empty vessel, lead from an empty soul, or build from an empty well. Rest is not stepping away from the work. Rest is what makes the work sustainable.
He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. That is not a promise about miracles. It is a governance principle about capacity. God does not expect you to build from empty. He designed you to be replenished. The question is whether you will steward that design or override it until something breaks. The women who build things that last are not the ones who never get tired. They are the ones who have learned to treat their rest as sacred stewardship and not as weakness. Build from a full place. Everything else follows from that.
Before episode 4, identify one thing you are currently carrying that is draining you without returning anything to you. not to shame yourself for carrying it, to decide honestly whether you are still supposed to. Rest begins with that question.
I kept showing up with an empty cup, giving from places that needed love, held every piece, made sure nothing fell.